What is going on, everybody? It is Tuesday, not Wednesday, Tuesday. For the experience. Just it's long story short, we just decided to switch it to today for now because tomorrow I'm gonna go see Spider-Man: Brand New Day. So it's a early screening. Couldn't pass that up, so we decided to move it to today. But we will be back next week at a regularly scheduled time. But in the meantime, it is the experience. It is a little early than we're used to, which the earlier the better. I am Drew, and with me here as always,
Justin from Spinebuster Tees and spinebustertees.com.
all right. If my voice sounds weird, it's because I have an ulcer on the side of my tongue, so that's what's making me sound like I have a speech impediment. Anyways, we have a nice little show. Well, we're gonna keep it simple because there's only really two big things of things to discuss. We had a pay-per-view over the weekend, and we have another pay-per-view this weekend. It's gonna be two big nights. Justin, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I feel a little sore. I had a workout earlier, which it's good to feel sore when you work out because that means it's working.
Sure.
Worked on legs, so my legs are a little sore, which is good because you want to look nice, you want to feel nice. But yeah, people, let's get things going just so that way we can pace the show better. So this past weekend on Sunday, you had AEW Redemption, July the 26th. It was in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, at the Bell Center. I think it was that their first pay-per-view at the Bell Center.
I mean, of this year, you're saying?
I'm saying in general, or they had others.
Oh, you're talking about for AEW? No. Oh, well, yes, for AEW, yes, but for in general, no.
Okay, awesome.
Because WWE went there.
Yeah, well, no, I'm talking about I know WWE's been there countless times.
Well, yeah, they don't go to Montreal often. AEW.
Because I know they've been in Toronto. Obviously, they were in one earlier this year or last year, and then I think Russell Dream is going to be in Toronto. Yes or no?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Which that's speculated to be Edge's, I guess, last match ever or whatever. But until it's not. But AEW Redemption. Were you able to watch any pre-show matches?
No, I was working.
Okay, I watched the pre-show matches, so I will discuss them how I saw them. So you had one. Well, the first one was for the trios championships. You had the Conglomeration, which was Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly. Defeated the Lethal Twist, which was Jay Lethal, Blake Christian, and Lee Johnson. It was fine. It was fine for what it was. It wasn't anything that's going to blow your socks off. I think the Conglomeration's kind of a funny group because I guess the whole faction with them is supposed to be like we're 80s best friends from the Breakfast Club.
Yep. They even had like I mean, I know you probably haven't seen this, but they had like a I don't know if it's interesting, but it was at least a vignette where it was like an 80s style intro to a sitcom where they had where they had all of them. They had Willow Nightingale, so it was pretty cool.
Well, that actually was their entrance video,
right?
So
okay,
that was what I was kind of basing. I'm like, oh, I guess they're like the Breakfast Club or something. So, this is fine. I mean, it's nice seeing some familiar faces. It's nice seeing Kyle O'Reilly, him and Roderick Strong are back together. Orange Cassidy, we already know how my feelings on Orange Cassidy are. And then Jay Lethal, of course, seeing that he can still go. Lee Johnson, Blake Christian, who's in pretty sick shape. But this was a match. I'll tell you what, this was the best way to open a crowd, to open a show, is to have this kind of match. Just kind of get everyone going, get everyone talking, get the crowd hyped up. So the Conglomeration won, and it looks like they're going to wrestle Ricochet's group after this. So, and he was on commentary. So, 6-way ladder match to determine the number one contender for the AEW International Championship. Mike Bailey, Jack Perry, The Beast Mortos, Commander, Nick Wayne, and El Clan. Mike Bailey won, and as you can imagine, this was a spot fest, which I don't want to make it sound like I'm get off my lawn kind of guy, but this was everything you thought it'd be. It was a spot fest, and Mike Bailey won, and he's
as it was every ladder match. So yeah.
But Mike Bailey won, and he'll go on to face the AEW International Champion. And then to open the show, or actually, was that a pre-show match?
That
was
an opener. Yeah.
I'm sorry, my bad. The other one was a pre-show match. So, what were your thoughts on the ladder match?
I thought it was fine. Nothing. I'm not gonna remember it. By next week. Not to say it was bad, but nothing really memorable to come out of it.
True.
That commander spot on the outside to, I believe, Nick Wayne, where the table didn't break all the way. I was like, oh my god, that was pretty gnarly. But outside of that, nothing really like, oh my gosh,
Very true. Then you had a tag team match. You had the Young Bucks versus John Moxley and Will Ospreay, with Marina Shafir. And like with any Young Bucks match, I mean, everyone saw the clips, and then also Will Ospreay's in this, and John Moxley's in it. The big story is there's dissension with John Moxley and Will Ospreay because Will Ospreay's with the Death Riders, but he doesn't want to do the things that the Death Riders want to do, and so that pisses off John Moxley, which plays into what happened after the main event of the show. But the Young Bucks won. Yeah. Your thoughts?
This is one of the sloppier matches on the card. Young Bucks matches are not really that sloppy. This is more sloppy than normal. But at least there was a story with Moxley and Ospreay, which was the only thing I really cared about on this show, which was story-wise. Moxley, Ospreay, and Omega.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, at least there was a story to it that, like, got people invested somewhat.
Yeah.
Next is you had Kyle Fletcher versus Bandito for the AEW National Championship. Good match.
Yep.
Very, very good match. Bandito is just as good as everyone says he is. And Kyle Fletcher, I think, is very talented. I don't love him the way most people do, but I do recognize that he's very talented. He has an interesting look. He can obviously do the moves very well. He has a good personality. He can talk. I don't really have anything else to add to this, but usually when you see Bandito on the card, it's usually a must-see match. But Kyle Fletcher won.
Yeah, no, Bandito's fantastic. Kyle Fletcher's really good as well. I think like you can't have a match paired together this, and it's not going to be a bad match. Did I care about the match? Like story-wise? No, but it was a good in-ring wrestling match, and that's what AEW does. Overall, I thought the pay-per-view was one of the worst AEW pay-per-views of all time, being said. Usually that's not the case. Usually in most cases, there's something to come out of the show where I'm like, oh man, at least they got something going into Wednesday. There was really nothing that went on this show where I'm like, oh wow, well, this pay-per-view wasn't needed, wasn't necessary. It was just a cash grab. It was called Redemption because apparently this was supposed to be where Kenny wins the title versus MJF, but MJF didn't want to lose on pay-per-view. And pretty much, it was his idea to have whoever the TNT champion was against Kenny Omega, and this ended up being Kevin Knight. You know what I mean? So, but one of the worst AEW pay-per-views of all time was this show.
Which is what I saw from a lot of even like AEW faithfuls, was that this was a terrible show.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with the in-ring. Nothing to do with the in-ring. Like, the in-ring's fine. Like, again, you can still acknowledge of the in-ring being good.
Yeah.
But a show still, like, is very lackluster. This show started an hour earlier and still ended at the same time. That's a big issue.
Yeah, because it started at 5, and that was mainly just the pre-show. and then it ended, I think, maybe a few minutes before 11.
Yep.
I don't know, just like, again, to me, just, I'm old man yelling at cloud, where it's like, it's not, they just need to pace these shows better. That's really my only, like, request. Just pace them better. You know what I mean? But what can I say? You had a double chain tag team match. The dogs, David Finlay and Clark Connors defeated the Bang Gang. Jesus Christ. Jay White and Juice Robinson. I actually had to step out momentarily, pretty much for the whole match. I saw maybe the tail end of it, but so you're gonna have to kind of fill me in a little bit. But the dogs won.
Well, I can't do that because I got my shit that I gotta do. So I don't even see the timer there. Where is it? Got 50 something seconds left. So yeah, I know it's kind of bright, but 48 seconds. So I gotta go. I gotta not leave, but I gotta get my food. So I'll be right back, and I'll let you take over the podcast. I'll be back.
Yeah, I did step out, so I didn't really get a chance to see the whole match in its entirety. But the dogs won. I don't know. David Finlay, I don't really see what people see in him. I just think he's very plain. It's like, what is with these white guys that wrestle in Japan and they're just like bleh? I mean, with the exception of maybe an Omega, I'm not really an Omega guy the way most people are, but at least Omega has a little bit of pizzazz to him. Like Jay White, David Finlay, who's the other dude? Zack Sabre. I don't really see what people see in them. I just find them to be very bland and just boring. I like David Finlay's brother in NXT. I think he's more exciting to watch. Obviously, I like his dad, but him, like David Finlay himself, I don't see it. I don't see it the way most people do. And who's the other dude? Clark Connors. And I lost the results. And then Jay White. Again, I mentioned Jay White. Like, that's another dude I just think has really fallen off. That almost seems like the theme with AEW, where a lot of people just have so much hype and buzz heading in, and they just completely fall off, and they're just basically other people on the roster, like with the exception of obviously the main event talent like MJF. As much as I don't like him, Paige, Swerve, Kenny. Who else? I mean, I think Tony Storm's maybe lost a little bit of buzz. Granted, I haven't been watching the show, but usually, I mean, obviously I see the clips and I can kind of see who's kind of hot on top. But I'm kind of worried for Tekla, but which we'll get into that match. But I mean, this isn't me trying to sound like a WWE fanboy, but it's like, at least if they would have been in WWE, they would have had something to do. Whereas like on AEW, it just feels like they're just there to have good wrestling matches. And that's it. Like, they don't really have much to do. And they have like a fucking 1,000 factions. I mean, the Don Callis family probably has like 50% of the roster. What are the other factions? The Conglomerates, which I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. What's the other one? The Dogs. The Bang Gang. I just, it's like Justin said, like Justin's is more positive towards AEW than me. But even he's admitting that, as far as like the in-ring work, the rest of the show is just not very good or interesting. And it's always interesting to hear him say that, and then you look on WWE and it's just like, aside from SmackDown, which I think has become the better show, a little bit better than Raw, and even NXT starting to kind of get some starting to kind of get some, life back. Just the writing is just bad. Like Raw is a bad show. I did see a tweet earlier that I thought was kind of interesting from Evil Dose, aka Jeff Lippman, which was, the problem with the main shows is that there's too many pay-per-views. NXT, MLW, TNA, they don't seem to have those problems, mainly because they only really do like one show every other month. NXT does their events every other month. Same thing with them. Well, MLW is not live, so I think they kind of have that going for them. TNA usually does one maybe once every month. WWE, it's like there's a pay-per-view every fucking month. There's maybe like one or two. There's the Saudi shows. AEW is now starting to get there where they're just adding pay-per-views every month for like no fucking reason. And that was kind of one of my compliments with AEW, was that they book their pay-per-views much better, where one is like every other month. And in between that, you have like special events on Dynamite or mainly Dynamite, or you'll have Fight for the Fallen or whatever, like Beach Bash or whatever the fuck they want to call it. And now they're just adding pay-per-views for the fuck of it. Like, why did Redemption need to be a pay-per-view? Doesn't make any sense. And I thought, and also kind of interesting note was that MJF apparently didn't want to lose on a pay-per-view, but he was willing to lose on TV, on free TV. So I thought that kind of tells you everything you know about this company. Justin's ribs are taking an awfully long time. So in the meantime, I'm going to check my phone because I got a message from a friend. Give me 1 second. All right. All right. Yeah, those ribs are taking an awfully long time. But yeah, I don't want to continue the rest of the show without him. But
all right, I'm back.
I sees him. All right, yeah, I was just kind of rambling like a crazy guy.
All right, what match are we on?
Well, I didn't want to continue the rest of the show without you, so I was just kind of
I appreciate that.
I was just kind of spitballing. But let me ask you something. Because Jeff Lippman, friend of the show, friend of ours.
Yeah.
He had an interesting tweet.
Yeah.
And let me pull it up real quick just to make sure I have everything. Have the exact quote. All right. Okay, so here's what he said. All right, here's what he said. Opinion. Blaming bookers and writers is lazy, although it's certainly part of the issue. The number one reason we get nonsensical and lazy stories is monthly PLE pay-per-views by the big two. NXT, Evolve, AAA, TNA don't have these problems. MLW is getting there. Even NWA has non-rush stories. So what do you think about that?
So who do we blame? Or how can we ask for a better product?
I mean, I can see where he's coming from, and I can see where you're coming from.
What do you think?
Like, I think it's a healthy mixture of both, because, like he mentioned, NXT seems to have better writing. The other shows seem to have better writing. Like, I mean, on a side note, TNA.
So what does that fall back on then?
Well, I was about to say something, and then I was about to get back to that.
Yeah.
So, like, TNA for the past 2 weeks apparently has had their best viewership on AMC Plus.
Viewership is one thing, Crib's another thing.
Well, let me ask you something, and it kind of goes with my answer, because I think we're going to agree on the same thing. Do you think a problem with writing is that there's too many cooks in the kitchen, and that's how it can get diluted?
No, it's not too many cooks in the kitchen. There's too many non-wrestling people that's in the kitchen. That's like you're cooking. That's like you or myself are cooking inside of Gordon Ramsay's kitchen.
Yeah.
We may know how to cook a little bit, but we're not to that level. What does Gordon Ramsay need?
He needs actual chefs.
He needs actual chefs. They need actually wrestling people. They don't have wrestling people for the most part.
So do you think that's the advantage of the NXT is that they have wrestling people writing the show?
We don't know who's writing the show. Who's writing the show?
I mean, I know Shawn Michaels is booking it. I don't know who's actually writing it, but stuff like
we
TNA.
We don't know who's actually writing the shows down at NXT. 100%. I'm sure there's wrestling people involved, but I'm also sure that there's others involved too as well.
Okay. I just wanted to bring that tweet up because I thought it was interesting. I wanted to gauge your opinion on it. Next is you had a singles match for the AEW TBS Championship. You had Maya World versus Shida. I thought this was good. I like Maya World. I think she's very talented. I forgot about that whole story with Tegan Knox and that one chick who apparently didn't want to do a job. And so they left, and then Maya World and whoever she was teamed up with was like, yeah, we'll do the job. So it kind of circled back to her, and now she's the TBS champion.
Yeah, good for her. I mean, like I said, several times on this show, I saw her live at Mission Pro a couple of years back, and I saw the immense talent that she was, and I was like, man, like, she's definitely got to be something. And sure enough, she's TBS champion. 2 years later? Yeah, 2 years later. So good for her. Good for her. She's a Dallas girl. She was trained to buy. Well, never mind. But yeah, I mean, she's young and she has a promising career ahead of her if she stays in this right direction.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a fan of hers. I think she has a good look. She's obviously very talented in the ring. It helped that he had somebody like Shida, to kind of help progress that.
Yeah, and she had the match against Mercedes, as well. That helped her. That kind of put that like, oh man, she's like a for real, girl. You know what I mean? She's not just like, oh, she's okay. But no, when she had that match against Mercedes, that's for some people, one of the best women's matches this year. I'm like, oh,
It's kind of reminiscent to Stephanie having that match with Mercedes.
Yep.
But good for Maya. Good for our Texas girls. Got to represent. Cage and Cope defeated the Death Riders, Claudio and Pac, to retain their World Tag Team Championships. Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, World Tag Team Championships. I mean, this is a fun match. I thought, and this might have been the better wrestling match of the show. Because you had Cope and Christian, who, again, say what you want about them in age, but they can still go.
Yeah.
And then you had Claudio, who's fucking great. And then you had Pac, who's really, really good. So 4 really good wrestlers in the ring, had a good wrestling match. Who would have thought? And Cage and Cope pulled out. And then the afterbirth of the match was the Young Bucks coming out and getting their match at All In. So we got that match coming up. But again, very, 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 very good tag match. Very, very good tag team wrestling match with four great wrestlers. But what'd you think?
It was a fine match. Nothing fantastic. But I mean, it was fine. Again, I'm not gonna remember it, by next week. Did this match really need to be on the show? I guess so, because they were in Canada, so I understand why, but whatever.
I guess it depends on the wrestler. If there's a certain wrestler that kind of justifies being on the pay-per-view, it's like, of course you're going to put Edge and Christian on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It makes more sense with that. Oh boy. Speaking of making sense, no holds barred match with the Painmaker Chris Jericho versus Tommaso Ciampa. What'd you think?
Go ahead, go first.
Oh, goody. This was not a match that I particularly cared for. And if anyone knows me well enough, I'm not a big fan of like garbage deathmatch stuff. Not opposed to hardcore matches if there's a point to it, but this just seemed like, hey, we're going to do everything. We're going to pull out weapons that we're not going to use. And then fast forward, Jericho uses a power drill that allegedly he's going to use on Ciampa and doesn't, but that's how the match ends because Ciampa, I guess, gives up.
What do you mean?
So,
he did use the drill.
Okay, I guess from my angle, it looked like Ciampa like maybe gave up.
I mean, well, you know, I mean, he didn't really use the drill, but you know, I mean, storyline wise, he used the drill.
And all I can think about is The Simpsons, where Mr. Burns is about to use it on Hans Moleman. It's like, oh, it's that delightful TV leprechaun. Let me give you your lucky charms. Oh no, my brain. But yeah, this wasn't a match for me. And if you liked it, that's awesome. But it just wasn't for me. But what'd you think?
Wasn't needed on this show. I mean, I understand why it happened on the show, but it wasn't really needed. So fine. It appeals to my taste. It's fine, but I'm like not needed on the show.
All right. And next is you had Andre El Idolo defeated Mark Davis to win the AEW National Championship. Again, another pretty solid wrestling match. Andrade, you know, the booking for him in AEW is like much better than how it was whenever he went back to WWE. They're kind of giving him, I guess, I don't know if you call it a gimmick. I guess his whole thing is he's like ladies' man Andrade, and he's flirting with the women at the ringside. So, again, good match. Mark Davis, I think, is pretty solid in the ring, and the match itself, I thought it had a beginning, middle, and start. Beginning, middle, and end. It didn't try to go overboard, and you had two guys in the ring that knew what they were doing. So, again, solid match, but like you say, I'm not going to remember it. But
fine match. Good. I'm happy for Andrade. I thought they were gonna let Mark Davis keep the title for a little bit, but I mean Andrade is over right now, and you know, it is the right decision at the end of the day. So good for Andrade. And my grill's getting hot, so I'll be right back as you do the next match. I'll be right back.
Next, well, since Justin said it's okay. The next match is going to be what I actually was looking forward to this match and didn't disappoint. So it was my favorite match of the night. You had Willow Nightingale versus Tekla for the AEW Women's World Championship. I like both of these women. I love Willow. I think she's amazing. Personally, I think she'd be better in WWE. Just me. And then Tekla's won me over. I've become a huge Tekla fan. And I thought both of these women brought it. I thought they had really good chemistry. Tekla, like Justin mentioned a few weeks ago, she's a hybrid, so she doesn't really have a definitive style you can classify her as. And Willow, it's weird because, like, and again, people don't get offended when I say this. It's just the truth. Like, she's a big girl. She's fucking gorgeous, by the way, but she's a big girl. And she doesn't necessarily work like a big girl. And what I mean by that is, like, she doesn't do things that she knows she can't do. Like, she's just a straight up wrestler. You know, she's not a Nia Jax. She doesn't try to do, again, shit that she knows she can't do. And that's what makes her endearing to the fans, even to non-AEW fans, is that she has a really good personality. She's likable. She can talk. Like, when you hear her talk, it actually sounds like she's talking. It doesn't sound like she's trying to read off a teleprompter. And then Tekla is, you know, she's Austrian, so naturally she's going to be a heel. You know, kind of like Gunther. I think she has a little bit more personality than Gunther. Her accent, I think, really, it's understandable, and you can hear it like Gunther. Granted, I think her accent's a little bit. With Gunther definitely does kind of every now and then fall into that robotic voice when he talks, whereas Tekla has more personality and more pizzazz in her voice. But I like this match. I liked it, and then it also kind of depressed me a little bit because I was like, oh, but then Willow's going to have to lose to Mercedes at the next show. Which Justin pointed that out because like they're not going to have two heels on the show. I mean, I would have loved if Tekla won, so Tekla can go into Wembley Stadium and get her moment. That she's really worked her ass off. Because again, if anyone doesn't know me by now, I don't pay attention to indies. I don't pay attention to overseas and European wrestling. I just don't. I'm sorry, because I got a lot of shit going on in my life that I don't have time to watch every single show. So when I heard of Tekla, I'm like, who's Tekla? I obviously don't watch Stardom or anything like that. But like Julia, like other people that were in Stardom, she's won me over. Because A, she's really fucking good in the ring, and B, she's really entertaining to watch as far as a character goes. I probably would have went with Tekla to win this. I mean, granted, heel versus heel, but I think the people would cheer for Tekla more than Mercedes because Mercedes is just unlikable. She's always been unlikable. But unfortunately, whoever won this match would have had to put over Mercedes. And that's the unfortunate truth. But I like this match. I wasn't crazy about the ending. Roll-ups in championship matches I don't like. Especially with someone like Willow, who's supposed to be like someone like Willow doing a roll-up to win, I just don't like. Like she should have just won with her finisher, whatever it is. But again, in hindsight, the right woman won. Because this is more of Tekla's moment, not Tekla, Willow's moment than Tekla. I guess for selfish reasons, I kind of would like them to do a triple threat. Just make it a triple threat at Wembley. Like, why not? Fuck it. But that's just how I feel. That's just my opinion. That's my weird opinion on things. But I really like this match. I thought this was the best match of the night. And I was looking forward to it more than any other.
Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I was just finishing up my thoughts on Willow versus Tekla. It was my favorite match of the night. I was looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's up there for sure. Yeah.
I was looking forward to it more than any other match because I like both. I like Willow. Tekla, as you know, she's won me over. You called it last week that Willow was going to win, and she did.
I don't agree with it, but
no,
I can tell you what was going to happen. Yeah.
I mean, I know you say heel versus heel. They're not going to do that, but people actually cheer for Tekla.
Well,
and they naturally and Mercedes again. People are not nuts about Mercedes.
Look, what is Tekla's character? Is she a babyface or is she a heel?
She's a cool heel.
She's a heel. So regardless of the fact, you gotta sell me on the match. And I agree, it should have been Tekla versus Mercedes, but that's not how pro wrestling works. You know what I mean? It's just not. Like, can you imagine a heel versus heel WrestleMania match for two women? No, can't. This is their WrestleMania equivalent, and quite frankly, I think that Willow deserves it. You know what I mean?
No, I love Willow.
And in hindsight, it probably should have just been Willow versus Tekla at All In. But what do you do with Mercedes? Are you going to leave your biggest woman off the card? That's the problem that you may have. Or you could make a triple threat. That could have worked too.
I said that actually. I was saying like just make it a triple threat. Like add Tekla.
So you could have done that too. You know what I mean? So.
But what were your thoughts on the match?
That was a really, really good women's match. I didn't agree with the booking of it. I know why it happened, but it doesn't mean I have to agree with it.
I was saying I wasn't crazy about the ending because I don't know. I don't like roll-ups in championship matches as a way to win a match.
It depends on who's doing the rolling up.
Right. And I was saying with Willow, it's like, why does Willow need to roll up somebody to win? Like, she could just use her finisher.
I see what you're saying, but the character that she's playing is always like, stay positive. I'm the underdog. It goes with the character. So,
Yeah. Again, love Willow. I'm happy that she won.
Oh yeah, no, she more than deserves it for sure.
But I don't know. Like, personally, I would just make it a triple threat at all. That's just me. But we all know who's doing the JOB and who's winning that match. So, all right, main event time. You had for the AEW World Championship, you had the champion Kenny Omega versus Kevin Knight. Okay, I think Kevin Knight's very talented. I personally think he maybe needs more personality, but that's just me. Kenny Omega, I've always been very take him or leave him. And it's not that I don't think he's talented. I mean, he's obviously very talented. I think, ABC and D. We already know how to think about him. But the match itself was fine. It wasn't a terrible wrestling match, but it just, I don't know if you and me will disagree on this. I don't think this needed to be a pay-per-view, like a main event of a pay-per-view match.
Of course not. Why would anyone want to see this in a pay-per-view main event?
This
very good match.
Yeah.
Kenny's fantastic. Kevin Knight's fucking great. But so think about it this way. I already know the answer to your question. I already know it because I just know you. Did you pay $50 for this? Right. So I know you didn't pay $50 for it. But
no.
However, I saw this match on the card, and when they announced this match, I was like, who's gonna pay $50 for this?
No.
This is not $50 worthy main event.
No.
For a Dynamite, yes, all day. Be a great Dynamite main event. It'll be a fantastic Dynamite main
Collision.
Event. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is not for this show. So great match. I thought it was a really good match. You know what I mean? Pro wrestling, really, really good. And the aftermath was the best thing in this entire show. The aftermath. I know we're gonna talk about that in a second. But why are you giving that face for?
Because this is where you and me would disagree. So the aftermath again plays into the story earlier with Moxley and Ospreay, where afterwards, I might be getting the order wrong, but afterwards you had Ospreay come out and no, I'm getting it wrong. So you had the Death Riders come out and beat up Ospreay, or not beat up Ospreay, beat up Omega, and then the Young Bucks came in, and there was kind of a funny spot. I forget who did it, where they literally just picked up one of the Young Bucks and just went, like, they threw him out of the ring. So I'm like, that's kind of funny. And they're about to pretty much just beat the fuck out of him with a chair. And then Ospreay comes in and is like, no, like, don't do that to Kenny. Like, just let me deal with him. He's my match, yada, yada, yada. And then, like, he has a chair and everything. And then Moxley comes in, who's trying to be like the friend, the peacekeeper. And then he's like, just put the chair down. Again, like a scene in a movie where he's like, put the gun down. Put the gun down. And then he pulls out a plastic bag and gives it to Ospreay. Like what happened with Danielson.
Right.
Where Moxley put the plastic bag over Danielson and like if it asphyxiated him. Which I saw that live. And Ospreay tears up the bag. Like, I'm not gonna do this to you. And then, beats down Moxley, and then the rest of the Death Riders leave. And then Omega gets up, and then Ospreay is holding his title, which again, if anyone's watching on the YouTube channel, that's the thumbnail for this episode is like, well, I kind of modified it a little bit, but Ospreay is holding the title, and then, Omega's holding the torn up plastic bag. He's like, huh. And so he gives them the championship, and then they hug and shake hands, and they're celebrating. And then Omega blindsides Ospreay and gives him the one-winged angel, and then picks up the plastic bags like, but you were gonna do it anyway, huh? And then the Young Bucks are like, what are you doing? That's your friend. And then that's how the show ended. So I thought that segment took way too fucking long. It was way too fucking long, way too overdrawn. It was already about to be 11 p.m. at night. And the fact that they made up and then Kenny's like, but you were going to do it anyway, huh? But it's like he clearly didn't do it. He ripped it up. He didn't want it.
Did you see him rip it up?
He did. He did that.
Did Kenny see him rip it up?
I mean, no, but it's just again.
Oh. So how would you? So how would you know? So how would you know on what?
He could have checked the fucking tape. That's what.
How can you check the tape when he's in the ring?
This is what pisses me off in wrestling.
No. But how can you check the tape when it's live in ring?
He could have checked the replay afterwards.
How?
When he was up.
Did they play the replay when it was like you gotta? I don't.
The Young Bucks could have easily been like, no, this is what happened.
Okay. Oh, that's a better explanation than checking the replay when he's in the middle of the ring during the segment itself. You know what I mean? But that's a better explanation.
Long story short, I didn't like the segment. That's just me. I didn't like it. I thought it took too long and it was just kind of silly. But anyways, go ahead.
Well, I thought what he needed to do is to give the match heat at All In, because before that there was no reason for them to really have any hate towards each other. Now there's a reason, and hopefully Wednesday they I can't even talk. They can explain it. Do I trust Tony Khan to do that? No, but at least it's something going towards Wednesday and a possible story. This is the only thing out of this entire show that had any story elements that has any ramifications going forward. Everything else did not have anything going for a story, for any type of story. No. And at least there was this: Moxley, Ospreay, Omega.
I mean, your main event match for the biggest show of the year should have a story. But I mean,
you're right. WWE WrestleMania this year, they did shit without. I mean, you got to have Pat McAfee in one of them, is you know.
Which, let me ask you about that, because I haven't watched the new Unreal, but the one thing I did hear was that apparently Braun Breaker was supposed to win the Rumble, but Triple H nixed it because he's like, I don't want to shove him down anyone's throats. And it's like, yeah, and then you have Roman win. I mean, Braun Breaker versus Cody would have. It was just something to bring up. Like Braun Breaker versus Cody at Mania probably would have been a better match. Braun Breaker versus Punk would have probably been a better match. I mean, yeah, Punk and Roman was a great match, but Cody and Randy, was terrible. It was fucking god awful.
It wasn't because of Randy,
right? I mean, he was actually working hurt, so he couldn't really do everything he needed to do or wanted.
I think it was more because of the story, or the story going into it with Pat McAfee. That's what fucked it up.
Yeah, that was fucking terrible. But yeah, it's just something I wanted to bring up. NXT is currently playing now. So Mike Santana's new name, he revealed in a internet video promoting NXT. He's not going to be Cruz Montana, which he explained is a tribute to his dad, who passed away a few years ago. So
good.
It's fine. I mean, Cruz Montana doesn't sound. I can't be mad. I can't be mad about these names anymore, because it's like, what do you want me to do?
I mean, people need to understand that most likely their names are going to change. The only one recently that came up name that didn't change was Joe Hendry
and Ethan Page.
Well, Ethan Page too. Yeah, Ethan Page. Yeah. So, but guess what? They're gonna WWE's gonna hold that fucking name. So there's that too. So you can't change Joe Hendry's name because it's in his theme song. You can't make a whole new theme song. I believe in Oscar Schmidt. I believe in Oscar. Like, no, it's Joe Hendry, right? So Ethan Page, yeah, but guess what? They're gonna own that shit now. So, you know, I don't know. Like, I just think that the name thing doesn't really bother me. I mean, if it's like a super duper top name, fine. Like, you're not gonna bring over, let's say, Darby Allin, right? You're not gonna bring over Darby Allin to WWE and call him something else. You're not gonna bring over MJF and call him something else. Like, you're just not, right? But guys like Mike Santana and other guys who are not established in the WWE system, fine. Ethan Page and Joe Hendry are the recent exceptions.
Right. Personally, I think the name Reina Volcan is stupid.
It's not good.
Well, let me give an example. So Betty, who doesn't really watch wrestling anymore, I actually brought that up to her, like in conversation, because you remember Joel's Volcano?
Yep.
So now it's called the Vulcan, or just Vulcan, or something like that. And I just randomly brought that up in conversation, like, oh yeah, there's a girl, she's in NXT now, her name is Reina Volcan, and they just kind of, her and her sister kind of went, that's a stupid name. And I'm like, her name before that in the indies was Nikki Blackheart, and they're like, that's a much better fucking name than Reina Volcan. I'm like, yeah. So I don't know why they just didn't go with Nikki Blackheart, but like you said, WWE wants to own these things. But
I mean, let's say it doesn't work out for her in WWE, they own the name, then what for her?
I'm interested to like know the process of these names, because it's like you can come up with a much better name.
I agree, but again, it seems like a lot of these guys, they have input too. So
true, but it's like with like people in charge of the shit, it's like, do you honestly think these are good names? Like, I understand it's wrestling and whatever, these are characters, but it's like these aren't names that people find cool. Like, these aren't cool names.
I mean, but again, at the end of the day, it's not going to matter, 10 months from now, because we're just going to call them by that name anyway.
I don't know. But, that's where we're at. But yeah, SummerSlam, let's get to that, is this weekend. It's 2 nights. Jesus the first Christ. Time, it's in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm sorry. Yeah, Minneapolis, Minnesota, at the US Bank Stadium. So let's talk about these matches.
Do we have to?
Unfortunately, we do. Hey, we had to talk about the AEW show. Now we got to talk about this.
Shit, man.
You have Liv Morgan defending the Women's World Championship against Io Sky. On a side note, congratulations to Raquel Rodriguez for becoming the Women's Intercontinental Champion. So good for her. But Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. I mean, Io should win. But will she? That's kind of my worry.
Well, how many times have Liv Morgan defended the title since she won it?
Bupkis.
So
she just passed 100 days.
I obviously, I love Io. She's my favorite, really wrestler, period, at the moment. But speaking from a prediction standpoint, it has nothing to do with my favorites. Do we really think that they're going to put the title on Io? I will love to. And I hope I'm wrong, but I'm predicting that I think that they're going to keep the title on Liv Morgan. So, but I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong, though.
Forgot to mention night one. This is the night one part.
Yeah.
But again, I love Io won, but I get this strange feeling that Liv is going to keep it, unfortunately. Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi, Hell in a Cell match. These aren't in order, obviously, but Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi, Hell in a Cell match. For different reasons, not because I like the booking of this match, but I'm looking forward to it. On paper, this should be Brock's last match because it's in Minnesota.
That I don't even know. He may want to do Saudi. I don't know.
Maybe. But the segment on Monday I thought was interesting, where they're doing a weigh-in in the cell, and they're just talking shit. Like Brock calls him a bitch, and then Oba pretty much says, once you get in here, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
Did you like the segment? Yeah, so the segment was good. It was terrible.
It was weird.
Yeah, it's not interesting. It sucked. It was fucking terrible. It was Raw this past Monday was one of the worst Raws of the fucking decade so far. Starting off with this fucking segment, it sucked. It was terrible. Let me ask you this question, right? Why is there even a match on in this case Saturday? Why is there a match on Saturday?
Why is there a match on Saturday?
Why is there a match? Why is there going to be a match on Saturday? I have no idea why at this point.
Oba won King of the Ring, and then he's like, you know what? Fuck King of the Ring.
You're not hearing me. Why is there going to be a match? Because shouldn't Oba be in jail?
Yeah, because he attacked a bunch of police officers, which that was random.
Why did should he be under the jail cell right now? This is the problem with fucking WWE and wrestling in general. You insult our intelligence. Why would you have them attack police officers and not have any ramifications by it? Why is Triple H just standing there?
Maybe Triple H paid his bill. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, okay, if he paid his bill, right? Why isn't there a story behind it? Why is he not arrested? You see what I'm saying? You see how stupid this fucking is?
Well, the thing with that is that it was just so random and like almost like there was nothing to it. Where
this is the second time he attacked police officers, by the way.
He just turned around and went, oh, and then like he tried to powerbomb one of the guys and like he botched it. And
I mean, it really well. I'll ask you to see your insight on this. What did you think happened on that powerbomb attempt?
I think it was just mistimed.
By who?
Probably the talent.
Yeah,
the local talent.
So you're right. It was the local talent's fault. But guess who looks bad in this situation? Oba.
You're right.
What?
That's
you threw me off. I'm sorry, but no, Oba looks bad in this situation.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's supposed to be the main event level talent.
Now he looks in tremendous shape.
Oh yeah,
I'll say that. Fantastic shape. But that segment was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck. Look, and let me ask you this question: Hell in a Cell match, right? Great. Mm-hmm. How long do you think this match is going to go?
Well, it's Brock, so I'm going to say, and there's also going to be a lot of gimmicks in the match, like weapons. I'm going to say maybe anything under 10 minutes.
I was going to say 10 to 12.
Okay.
And it's probably being generous with 12. Look, and it's probably going to be the same. Do you, over or under, you think they're going to break the cage?
I think they're going to try to.
Well, it's not trying. Do you think the one of the cell walls is going to fall down?
Well, let me kind of backtrack what I was trying to say. I think there's going to be an attempt to, and it's going to not be very good. It's going to look shitty.
Sure, but I'm just, I don't know, man.
I get what you mean. Like
people there's people that I saw on social media. Well, Oba should be in the world title match here at SummerSlam. And I said back in fucking WrestleMania, no. He's not ready yet.
Matter of fact, you said that back in January.
Like, he's not ready yet. Because, and this is a little bit off topic, right? Raquel won, right? You know who wasn't ready for that position? Sol Ruca. She wasn't ready for that position. But people, put the title on Sol Ruca. Oh my God. Put that. Quite frankly, you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to professional wrestling. Just shut the fuck up and just don't even give fucking input. She wasn't ready for that opportunity. They forced her in and have her beat Becky. And now she already lost the title to Raquel. And she only defended the title, I believe, only one time. And she was only on Raw 2 times in a month and a half.
In all actuality, Becky should have dropped it to Raquel. And then that's how you could have gotten Sol over, was by going after the Judgment Day. But
terrible.
They're just rushing these people. I mean, they're rushing.
But that comes back to the fans though. The fans are like, oh, we need new stars. So of course the writing team is gonna be like, they're gonna be conflicted. We're like, I thought you wanted new stars. We do. It's just that you gotta know how to do a proper build with story and character and things of that nature, right? Like look at it. Sometimes you do it too late, sometimes you do it too early, and sometimes you don't do it at all. Look at Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is not the same Braun Breaker they was, 6-7 months ago. Look at Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio ain't the fucking same.
No.
He's just not. You know what I mean? So there's situations where you're not benefiting the talent. You need to know how when the iron's hot, but at the same time, don't jam them down our throat as well. But as far as Oba and Brock, Oba's gonna win. Whatever. What's the next match? Jesus.
Oh. So again, these aren't in order. This is just the match. The matches. The Bella Twins versus Fatal Influence, or the Bella Twins and Paige versus Fatal Influence, 6-woman tag. I mean, you should really get the young up and coming heel group over, but the Bellas, they love the Bellas. So the Bellas and Paige are going to win.
Why isn't Braun Breaker on this card? Why isn't Carmelo Hayes on this card?
Agreed.
Fatal Influence. What's the next match?
Gunther versus Nick Aldis.
One I'm actually looking forward to. I got Gunther winning, but I'm actually looking forward to this match because I think that Nick Aldis is going to bring something a little bit more legitimate. And he's going to be, from what it's going to look like, he's going to be an upper mid-card guy, which is fine.
On SmackDown, it was announced that he's no longer a general manager. Now he's a wrestler. And I had said that this is probably the only match that has any real story behind it that I'm actually interested in, because Nick Aldis hasn't wrestled, I think, in like 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
And he's still in shape. He still looks great. He's younger than Seth Rollins, which is fucking insane to think about. He's not even 40 yet. I think him and Gunther could quite possibly have maybe the best match of the whole weekend. If they really give him time. Obviously, Gunther is going to win. Like, we know that.
Right.
Gunther's going to win. But Nick Aldis being, a wrestler on the show again, I'm interested in it. I want to see it. Because I've always liked Nick Aldis. Back when NWA was trying to, get some eyes and ears on it.
And you want to know something too as well? You know what this SummerSlam match should have actually been, or what it was supposed to be? Nick Aldis versus Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be the match, but whatever.
I mean, maybe it could happen whenever Drew comes back.
Oh, I see the match happening, but I'm saying that this should have been maybe a WrestleMania match, but regardless,
Very true. Another 6-person tag: LA Knight, Sol Sikoa, and Royce Keys versus the Bloodline, Jacob Fatu, Jay and Jimmy Uso. Keep Solo as a face, please. He is.
That's all he's doing. He's doing a very good job right now as space. I'm happy for Royce Keys. He's gained, a SummerSlam match. Very happy for him. LA Knight, obviously he's still in there, and and you have the Bloodline in here. I got the Bloodline winning. I just hope that they just don't do a fake, smoking gun with Sol Sikoa where he's actually going to be heel again. Because I think the babyface thing is working for him right now.
He was funny yesterday on Raw when they're talking shit to him. He's like, "Oh, what are you gonna shoot a warning shot at me? Are you gonna do that stupid yeeting crap for the next 30 minutes?" And then LA Knight, making fun of when the Usos used to do like the face paint, like entrance stuff. He's doing all that shit. So again, Royce Keys, he's getting a SummerSlam match. So I'm happy for those three guys. Jacob Fatu, he's just really fallen. He's really fallen hard to me. And then the Usos, I just don't care. But unfortunately, the Bloodline's going to win. And then what I'm assuming is the main event of night one, CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. On Friday, again, I thought they had a good promo with each other. I mean, it's CM Punk. I don't think he can have a bad promo. Cody, he can be kind of hit or miss sometimes, depending on who he's with. But the promo with both of them is that, you know, with Punk is like, I just want to kick your ass. And then Cody's like, I need to beat you. That's really it. I mean, there's obviously more to it than that, but that's kind of the gist of it. But unless something big happens in this match, like, you can't just have it be a regular match. You know, Cody, they're never going to do it. Well, maybe not now, but Cody needs to just be a heel.
I agree.
Cody's lost a lot of steam after a while. He's still their golden boy after the end of the day, but Cody needs to be a heel. Punk can't be a heel because people still love Punk. They're still going to cheer him. It's like I was saying with, who was I saying? Tekla a while back, where like she's a cool heel. People love her. But with Punk, it's like Punk's been around so long that no one's going to boo Punk. It's like when Randy was a heel, people were still cheering Randy. Same thing with Cena. When he became a heel, people were still cheering. People started cheering him and booing Cody. So Cody needs to be a heel.
I think SummerSlam will be the best time for him to turn heel as of right now. But I just hope. So let me ask this question. I always ask this question at these big shows. How is SummerSlam Night 1 going to close?
Obviously with that main event, but it needs to close with something big.
Because last year it did.
Yeah.
Night 1, Seth cashing in. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah.
So it was Punk and Gunther. Punk won, and then Seth did the cash in.
Something big needs to happen. Like, it can't just be a regular wrestling match. Like, and don't do the whole shit of like, will he, won't he? It's like, no, either do it or don't.
No, I think the best way to turn, well, not officially turn him heel, but like have him do some very, very heel tendencies. And if he does some very heel tendencies and he ends up winning the match, let's say Cody becomes champion again, but he does it in very questionable terms and it's very apparent that was questionable, I think that'll be a good way to go.
Okay. True. Like, that needs to happen.
Then they'll start like slowly turning him heel versus like a full out heel turn.
Right. So that was night 1. Now we're into night 2. For the United States Championship, Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin.
I got Baron Corbin winning.
I got nothing against Baron Corbin. He left. He went to MLW and did some pretty fun things. But it's like, this really should have been Trick Williams versus Melo.
True.
This would have been a better time to do that. Matter of fact, should have been Trick Williams versus Melo versus Ricky.
True.
Or you could have just made it a fucking fatal 4-way.
True.
I mean, what do I know? But yeah, Baron's going to win this. Good for Baron. Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor to determine who will be the number 1 contender for the WWE Championship. Finn Balor won a number 1 contenders match on Friday, but the story is that Sami never got a championship match. He got screwed. He wants another title match, and then Adam, I almost called him Adam Driver, Adam Pearce was like, okay, you won a championship match, so the winner of this fatal 4-way gets to face you at SummerSlam. Either take it or leave it. Obviously, Sammy's winning it, and he's going to win it by doing some heel shit because that's his character now. I mean, on paper, this should be a good match.
Yeah, and I guess like the naiveness in me wants Finn to win, but Sami Zayn should win this match.
So, yep. And then you have, Sami Zayn's going to win. Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio in a Human Monies on a pole match. The winner will keep $100,000 Danhausen stole from the Judgment Day.
God damn, I got Danhausen winning, but fuck, man. Jesus Christ, man.
Okay, I have to agree with something. They are oversaturating Danhausen, which is
that happens with everybody.
Yeah. So last night
they don't know. They don't know when to not hold back on a good thing.
True. Again, I'm happy for Danhausen because he's probably making more money than he's ever made
making
before.
a shit ton of fucking money. Like, holy shit.
I mean, he's a god in New York now. He's on ESPN, so good for him. I'm happy for him. I got no issue with Danhausen. I didn't see the thing from last night, the whole Danhausen Joe Hendry concert.
It was one of the worst segments of the decade.
And then you had that, was it UFC or a boxer who like is a racist and who got in the ring and like joined?
Yeah, Ryan Garcia. Yeah, he's a WBC boxing champion.
So again, someone put up some tweets where he just said, "I hate."
Yeah, we know
I'm not gonna say it. Obviously, but like,
I don't want to give him any more publicity.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I don't know that guy, but fuck him. But again, the booking with Dom is like he's really cooled off. He's still a AAA mega champion, and it's like
that doesn't mean anything to main roster.
I know. That's the point I was making. But Danhausen's gonna win it. He's gonna win his human monies, and good for him. 5-way ladder match for the interim WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Chelsea Green, Charlotte Flair, Julia or Lash Legend, because they're going to battle for the final spot. What I'm assuming is this Friday. So again, I guess long story short, Rhea Ripley's hurt, but they're not taking the title off her. They're just gonna have an interim
fucking company, man. It's fucking
women's champion.
If let's say the champion were I was gonna throw a name, Candice LeRae. Will Candice LeRae have the chance to be an interim still be champion and an interim champion be crowned?
Probably not.
Yeah, no. When's the last time WWE has done an interim championship?
The last one I remember was in 2006, and that was when Booker T was the U.S. champion.
But you had to go back 20 years ago.
And that was with Randy. He had Randy like pretty much be like
his 20 year. Like, so my point is, I mean, AEW did it for a long time too. And I mean, interim champions suck. And Rhea Ripley, as of right now, I don't want to say it, but it's true. She's kind of injury prone. It's unfortunate, I don't have anything against her, but it's just from what I'm seeing. Yeah, it could just be all, happenstance. It could just be all accident too as well, obviously, but she's kind of injury prone right now. So, but I will say that the person that should win this match, and you may disagree with me, you probably will disagree with me on this. I think Charlotte Flair should win the title. She's been staying out the way. She's having a good year. And that she can have a decent reign with whoever and also as well, depending on what SmackDown Crib does, which I don't trust. She has feuds there waiting to happen. I think Charlotte Flair deserves an actual opportunity in this particular situation. I wouldn't mind Chelsea Green. I wouldn't mind Chelsea, of course.
Well, that's my pick. I love Chelsea.
Yeah,
I think Charlotte's kind of the safer pick.
I would love Chelsea to win for sure.
I mean, Chelsea
wins. She's not beating. She's not going to beat Rhea. This is just what it is. If Charlotte wins, there's a story there, and they've been teasing that. They've been teasing that again for them to get back into it. So,
well, also, I think Chelsea's in a story with Tiffany where she's like pretending to be her best friend.
Sure.
So I think Charlotte might be the safer pick because she's like all reliable. Like we can get more out of Charlotte. So I think that makes sense, what you just said. Penta versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship. This will probably be the best match of the whole weekend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one for sure, yeah.
It kind of comes full circle because Penta's debut, he wrestled Chad Gable, and Chad Gable, he started his gimmick by being obsessed with lucha wrestlers, by beating them, and he became El Grande Americano. And now it's come back full circle. Now he can get his moment with Penta. So this will be a great match for sure. Chad should win. Yep. Penta's been doing a good job. He's been probably one of the more consistent guys on the roster. If not,
he's been probably in ring, probably the best wrestler in WWE this year.
Oh yeah,
week to week.
But Chad's gonna win this. He should win it. But
yeah,
we'll
I think they'll drop the ball on this one if Chad loses. It's totally dropping the ball.
Yeah. And then the main event of night 2, you have Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. I said this a while back, and I'm kind of sticking with it. I don't care about this match. I don't care about this feud. I'm not interested in anything Roman or Bloodline related. Seth Rollins is kind of getting up there with me, which granted, yes, I know he can go. When that red light's on, he can go. It's just like, we know Seth isn't going to win this. We know there's going to be Bloodline fuckery. If I had to guess, I think Zilla Fatu is going to come out.
I don't think he's debuting yet.
Okay.
I may be wrong.
I have a feeling
he's going to debut, unfortunately, in Houston. Unfortunately.
I know how much you love Houston. Wait, where? So what shows in Houston?
Survivor Series.
Seems a little bit too far out, don't you think?
Or maybe Zilla debuts in NXT.
I think that'd be better for him because
that'd be way better for him.
But I don't know. I think there's gonna be a lot of Bloodline fuckery in this match. And Roman's.
Because they're gonna have to end SummerSlam with something. They're probably not, but what are the chances of Dwayne coming out there? I think it's very low.
Rock the Dwayne Johnson.
I think it's very low, especially what I saw from Comic-Con this weekend or this past week.
Yeah, I don't think Dwayne's coming back.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever coming back. I think the public.
No, he's coming back. I think he's gonna come back when Triple H is gone.
Yeah, true. But I just think the interest in seeing anything Dwayne related, especially from the public, because everything in Hollywood.
Do you think that The Rock, if he were to come back in a certain way and insert himself in a storyline, you don't think that would be better TV for WWE?
I mean, it could, but it's just like, not to say that The Rock doesn't have his fans, but I'm just saying overall, I don't think the public cares about The Rock anymore.
I agree. However, would you rather care about what the public thinks or what is actually transpiring on television?
Oh, look, don't get me wrong. Like, if it's, like they always say, what's best for business. If The Rock comes back, he's going to get a big reaction and there's going to be ratings galore. But it's just over time, I don't think that people fuck with The Rock the way they used to. But
true.
Him coming back with this thing for Roman, it's like, in all actuality, a Roman and Rock match, like, is it really something that's gonna really be as good as we thought it was? Like say
no, it's gonna be a terrible match,
right? So,
but I mean, the story could be fantastic, depending on what they do.
Probably, but like you said, both endings for both nights, they need something. But
it doesn't have to be like fucking like fantastic grand, but just give us something, tease something.
Yeah, very true. But that's SummerSlam, people. It's this weekend. Yay. That's really about it.
Yep.
We covered AEW Redemption. We covered this weekend. So is there anything else you want to bring up in particular?
I don't, because I have 3 minutes left on my timer here, and I gotta get out of here.
Well, then we will get the fuck out of here, my friend. Everyone watching on the YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, or hit the like button, leave a comment. That helps with the algorithm. You get shows like this, you get the experience, and this Sunday, every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Time, you get Real Bites. We just had a new episode this weekend where we went over the Doomsday trailer and we went over Comic-Con. So there was a lot to discuss in that. And then this weekend, RJ the Brooklyn Savage will be joining us where we review Spider-Man Brand New Day. So it'll be a pretty packed show this Sunday. And that's really about it.
Seeing that's getting good reviews too. So
I'm pretty happy about that. Seeing it tomorrow. People, Twitter, X, Facebook, and of course the YouTube, all my other socials like TikTok and Instagram. Make sure you find me on there and hit the follow button. But that's enough out of me. Justin, take us home.
SpinebusterTees.com. SpinebusterTees on Instagram. Follow me, do all that shit. Great. I don't have to. I have literally 1 minute left here, so I got to get going.
We are out. Take care, Justin.
Bullet Club for life. Goodbye. And good night, Ben.